Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Catherine and I'm so glad you came to join me here today. I'm going to be talking about my top 10 products that I purchased from Sephora in 2020. So these were obviously some of my favorites. I love Sephora and I love to purchase from Sephora. I went through all of my purchases from the year and these were essential items to me, things that I would repurchase. So I bought a lot of things that I liked, but these really stood out and I wanted to limit it to 10. So if you like this type of content with makeup and skincare and beauty, I would love it if you would go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted anytime I post a new video. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I am going to be applying some of these products so that you can see the actual application. So I did not have a primer that stood out to me this year, so I'm just going to be using this one from Milk Makeup, but it is not, I just recently got this, so I'm not really positive what I think of it. I am liking it a lot, but it didn't make the cut for the top 10 favorites. Okay, so I did have a foundation favorite for the year, and that is the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. This foundation has a ton of shades, and it is a nice light to medium consistency. I'll show you here. I am in the shade R230, and isn't it nice? Hello, ladies out there who need glasses, how big the lettering is on that. I really appreciate that. And I'm just going to put this all over. It builds, but it is really a nice skin-like, good everyday foundation. It's very comfortable on the skin. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this applies. So this is one pump, and you can see it's given me good coverage. It's not like I have this little stuff over here. It's not fully covered that, but it's muted everything. And it's just really gives you a nice overall foundation. It doesn't feel like you're putting on foundation. It almost feels like a moisturizer, and it has a very, very slight fragrance. It's almost like cucumber. Like a cucumber scent. It's very nice. I would highly recommend this foundation. It is a great everyday foundation. Specifically, I would recommend it for normal to dry. I don't know if oily skin people will get along with this very well, but it's not overly dewy or overly radiant, but it is perfect, I think, for normal to dry. And I'm focusing specifically on over 40 skin, and I think this is a beautiful foundation. Okay, so my next top 10 item from Sephora was a concealer, and it is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. And I have the shade 3.75. Everything, by the way, will be listed and linked down below in my description box. So I have been really enjoying using a sponge lately for concealer. This is a nice concealer, particularly again for if you have drier under eyes or lots of wrinkles under your eyes. I have been really enjoying this because it gives decent coverage, but it's very skin-like and it does not dry out under your eyes, which I really like. So you can see it's just giving me some nice coverage. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little indication of putting it on these dots. It's nice on the skin. You can actually just use this concealer all over as a foundation because it is so moisturizing. So that's given me some good coverage. This is just a great overall concealer. It works really well at covering what you need, but it's also, like I said, very hydrating. Okay, moving on to the next product. I actually have two bronzers that I want to pick for this, but they're very different. One is cream and one is powder. So to start, I fell in love with the Fenty cream bronzers. In particular, this shade Amber, which is fabulous for contour, which is what I'm going to use today. I also have a shade, if you just want an overall bronze, the shade Butter Biscuit is the one that I like to use for just a really light overall bronze. So I'm going to start off by using this Morphe 2 brush, which I love for applying cream products. And I'm just going to lightly sculpt because I am going to be using another bronzer. This cream bronzer is just amazing. It is easily blended and it just looks very natural on your skin. It's very beginner friendly. So if you've never used a cream bronzer, I highly recommend this one. It's just a very nice consistency. It applies nicely. And you get enough playtime to kind of blend it out so you won't have any mistake. Now, for my other bronzer, I had to mention this, and even though this is a relatively new product, I'm just loving this product so much. It is expensive, and it is the Gucci bronzer. This is the shade I have in shade number 1. So if you are similar to me, like fair to light skin, this would be a really good shade for you. I have just been loving this bronzer. It's just a really easy bronzer to use. It blends well. The tone of this is perfect, especially for this time of year. I just like to have a little bit more cool toned of a bronzer in this time of year. And it blends really well with other like cream products like I'm doing today, when I'm just trying to kind of warm up the skin. Okay, so as you can see, I have some nice warmth to my skin. The foundation really blanked out my skin and gave me a really nice complexion. And then the combination of these two bronzers, I just love together, and I highly recommend those products. So moving on to blush, my favorite blush formula of the year was from Patrick Ta. He came out with a double cream blush of a cream blush and a powder blush, sorry. And this is my favorite shade. This is called She's So LA. So you have the powder and then you have the cream here. It has a little covering for it. And I also got the shade She's That Girl, which is great for, let me pull this down. This would be great in the springtime. It's a beautiful pink blush. I'm going to be using this one from the She's So LA. It is my favorite. I just love it. And it's just a beautiful overall blush. It looks like it would be too deep for my skin tone, but it's not. And it's just a really pretty kind of a rosy, bronzy color that gives you a nice neutral flush without being too much to your skin. I loved this particularly in the summer, but you can wear this year round. But I loved it in the summertime because it really gave you that nice kind of tanny, bronzy look. And it was just super natural. It just gives you, it adds a nice effect to your skin. So I put the powder on first, which is the unusual part about this blush. Then I'm going to go just back into my same brush that I used for my cream bronzer. And I'm going to go into the cream blush. And I'm just going to put that right on the top. I'm going to dab it on the top as just a little nice topper for that blush. Gives a little bit of light sheen. Of course, you can use either of these just totally by themselves. I've also used these on the eyes before, and they make a beautiful eye look. This is a great product. Both the cream formula and the powder formula, I think, are exceptional. So I love these blushes from Patrick Ta. So my favorite highlighter of the year was from Charlotte Tilbury, this huge palette, highlighting palette. I believe it is limited edition, which is crazy. They should just make this for all year round. And this is the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter. It only comes in the one shade. It's a huge pan of product. I don't know how anybody would actually go through this, but I love the tone of it. It's subtle, but gives you a really nice glow. See that on the face? And it's just a lovely, lovely highlighter. I've been pulling this over and over again, and I don't usually have a lot of preference in highlighters, and boy, this one has been just a really easy, flattering color, and I've loved it. So I love this highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. If you are looking for a highlighter, you might want to go ahead and pick this one up sooner than later. These other products you should be able to pick up anytime. But for my eyeshadow, I did have a winner for the year. There were several great palettes that came out from Natasha Denona. The one that I loved the most and the one that I reach for the most is her bronze palette. And I will show you. It is definitely loved on. I have just loved this entire palette. I'm going to do very simple look today. I love this shade over here, Beach. It's just a great all over shade. But the shade that I have really come to fall in love with is this one right here that is called Palladium. And it is just gorgeous all over. It's just the perfect bronzy shade. So I am going to go ahead and put Beach all over my lid. You can see what a pretty shade that is. This would be great just by itself. These shades, I mean, these shadows are just incredibly buttery. They're easy to blend, and I'm talking about the mattes right now, and the shimmers are so easy to work with too. So I love the Natasha Denona formula. I feel like it is exceptional when it comes to eyeshadows, and you can see the payoff, but it blends. And then my favorite part, I'm going to get a shader brush, and I love this shade Palladium so much. I'm just going to take that all over the lid. It is just the perfect bronzy shade that isn't too orange or too brown. It's just that right in between shade. And these shimmers are true shimmers. They're not glittery. They're very satiny to put on your lid. The one drawback to this palette is there isn't a shade in here like a bone color, which I love to have to kind of go across your brow bone and to help you to blend out the sides. So you really just have to get either use something from another palette or just use a clean blending brush to do that, to make sure you don't have any harsh lines. But that's a super simple eye look. I love this palette. It's just exceptional. Every shade in here is amazing, and I love pulling it and playing with it. It's just wonderful. If you like warmer eyeshadows, this is a great palette. Okay, I didn't have a mascara or an eyeliner that stood out as being a total favorite from Sephora for the year, but I did have a lipstick, and it is the formula, but I love the color as well. I finally bought a YSL Rouge Volupte Shine lipstick. This is in the shade 44, Nude Lavalier, and it is just a perfect nude lipstick. I love the smell. It has like a coconutty smell, but it's just a really pretty pink nude lipstick that really goes with anything. So I have two other products that were skincare, body care. So I'm going to go ahead and I will be right back and we will talk about my two other products from skincare and body care. Okay, the first product from body care, which seems a little random, but it was the most repurchased item from Sephora this year, and it has become, for me, a necessity and a critical product. And it is the Drunk Elephant deodorant, their natural deodorant. This is their Sweet Pitti deodorant cream. And it is a cream. It comes like this. And I will put a little bit of it out so you can see it kind of comes up. It has no fragrance added, but it has almond oil and it has a very nice, pleasant, not overwhelming fragrance. I have loved this. It is a natural deodorant that actually works for me. I can go and have a long, sweaty workout and this still will keep me dry and not smelling. And I really have been loving this product. I have repurchased it multiple times and I highly recommend it. If you have not tried it and you've tried other natural deodorants that didn't work for you, which was me, then try that one and let me know what you think. Okay, the only skincare product that I have in here, which I actually have kind of switched, I don't buy quite as much skincare from Sephora, but the only one that I got from Sephora was this cleansing balm from Glow Recipe that I have repurchased. And as you can see, it is all empty. I love the smell of this. This is their Papaya Sorbet Enzyme Cleansing Balm. This cleansing balm to take off all makeup, sunscreen, so forth, I've just found to be incredibly effective. Plus, it is just a lovely experience. It smells so good. It feels so good. It takes off all of my eye makeup. It's incredibly gentle. And I just have thoroughly enjoyed this experience. And I would recommend this cleansing balm. Okay, so that is my top 10 products that I bought from Sephora this year. This next year, I am going to start doing a monthly favorites. And so I will be mixing in not just from Sephora, but from everywhere. And I am going to be doing an Ulta Beauty version of this video, my top 10 products that I purchased from Ulta Beauty. So I hope you will come back and watch that one. Hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see you again as we talk about more wonderful beauty and skincare products.